Good morning guys. In the last video session we had discussed about the organogenesis called development of embryo. In this class we are going to talk about the parturition, the process of childbirth. So childbirth should happen once organogenesis is completed. Sometimes that may happen in the end of the 7th month, so they are called premature deliveries. But in general, after 9 months gestation period is completed, about 38 weeks, the fetus, fully developed fetus is ready to deliver. The process is called parturition. So, the first point is, parturition is a neuroendocrine mechanism. This already we heard at the time of lactation in the previous video sessions. What is neuroendocrine mechanism? In such a physiological process, nervous system and endocrine system together coordinated. Such a process are called neuroendocrine mechanism. In before class we had discussed about lactation process. Just like lactation, the parturition is also neuroendocrinal mechanism in which nervous system and endocrine system called hormones are involved and cooperate together. And this process is started after completion of organogenesis, but this process is initiated by placenta and fetus, both. Fully developed fetus and placenta together initiate this process. This is an important part. So both placenta and fully developed fetus together give some reflexes.
In this visual, you can find the fully developed baby which is comfortably positioned in the womb. Also you can observe the placenta, it is ready to shed off during parturition. Both fetus and placenta gives jerk. Such jerks helps to begin the process of parturition.
So let us see what are the steps involved in the entire phenomenon of parturition. Firstly, reflexes will be initiated by placenta as well as fetus. Such reflexes are called fetal ejecting reflexes. Means little jerks. Inside the uterine wall has some jerks given by placenta as well as fetus. You don't compare the jerks or movement of the fetus. Generally the movements will be observed from 6th month of the pregnancy called second trimester starting, and the movements will be many. The movements are different, jerks are different. When fetus is fully developed along with the placenta, it gives some inner side jerks. Then mother can feel that she is going to be delivered the baby soon. Such reflexes create some impulses. Those impulses are carried by somatic nerves. Somatic nerves to the part of brain called hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is playing very important role in every neuroendocrine mechanism, in the lactation also. Hypothalamus receives the impulses created by the fetus as well as placenta reflexes. Such impulses create the synthesis of birth hormone in the hypothalamus. Obviously, birth hormone means oxytocin. Just see here, oxytocin is called birth hormone. The hormone plays a very important role in the process of delivery of the baby. But this hormone is produced in hypothalamus. Hypothalamus synthesizes the oxytocin and send to neurohypophysis called posterior pituitary. So hypothalamus to posterior pituitary, then posterior pituitary release this hormone. The oxytocin is released by pituitary gland, but oxytocin is produced in or synthesized by hypothalamus. So certainly oxytocin is hypothalamic hormone. But released by, in case of any question, if you observe releasing process. So oxytocin released by posterior pituitary, neurohypophysis part. Once that oxytocin comes through the blood, hormones are traveled through blood itself. So hormones are passing through the blood and reach uterine muscles. Uterine have 3 layers: outer perimetrium, middle myometrium, and inner endometrium. Which part of uterus the oxytocin targets through? Answer is myometrium. While in myometrium, smooth muscles were present.
These smooth muscles are generally spindle shaped and involuntary in nature. they undergo the oxytocin action and constrict themselves.
The smooth muscles were targeted by oxytocin. So oxytocin targets myometrium. Oxytocin targets myometrium. Understand? Once myometrium receives the oxytocin, then due to the contractions in the myometrium, some mild strokes will be formed. Such strokes are called uterine mild contractions. So till this, everything is operated by the initiation of fetal ejecting reflexes. Now fetal ejecting reflexes were done. Here what I would like to say, once the fetal ejection reflexes initiates, then they produce some impulses. Such impulses are passing through the somatic neurons and reach hypothalamus. Instantly hypothalamus produce the hormone and that sends to pituitary gland. Pituitary release the oxytocin. Oxytocin comes through blood. Through blood, oxytocin reaches to the myometrium, nothing but uterine part. Then uterine gives some strokes. Such strokes are very mild strokes. What does a mild stroke mean? One stroke per 30 minutes. For every 30 minutes, one stroke will come. It is like a wave, very slow wave. But here onwards, the process is little complicated. Once the uterine mild contractions takes place in the myometrium, then uterine releases prostaglandins. Prostaglandins, already we heard this term. Prostaglandins are present in a seminal vesicle semen. Those prostaglandins helps in the contractions of the uterus while sperm traveling towards its fertilization center. What type of movements they are called? Peristalsis movements. So here, prostaglandins, omega 3 and omega 6 fatty acids are released by the uterine wall because of the mild contractions. Such prostaglandins initiates the more production of oxytocin in hypothalamus. It seems prostaglandins act as feedback, positive feedback mechanism to the production of oxytocin. There is no doubt. Until the prostaglandins forms less contractions in more time. Once prostaglandins are produced, oxytocin hormone production enable more, that results more oxytocin production, rapid uterine contractions. Rapid uterine contractions means what? 30 contractions per 1 minute. It will become reverse. What happens here? One contraction per every 30 minutes. That is why called mild uterine contractions. Mild uterine contractions gives prostaglandins. Prostaglandin gives much production of oxytocin. Because of more oxytocin, more contractions were happening in the uterus wall. Such contractions are called rapid uterine contractions. Rapid uterine contractions approximately 30 contractions means 30 waves per 1 minute. Just like you have to imagine. One wave per 30 minutes. One wave per 30 minutes is mild. 30 waves per 1 minute is rapid. Rapid uterine contractions gives labor.
As this feedback continues, mild and moderate and strong contractions build. Lesser 20 contractions per second considered as mild contractions, 20 to 40 contractions per second called moderate contractions, greater than 40 contractions per second considered as strong contractions. Such contractions helps to the labor.
Due to that labor pains, dilations happen. Dilation of cervix. Till that, cervix doesn't have any role. When rapid contractions happen, during the embryogenesis, the cervix is not open. It is completely closed by a mucus plug. Cervix is completely closed by mucus plug until the delivery. So, due to these rapid contractions, the cervical plug, mucus plug will be broken. Nothing but released.
Here it is the mucus plug. It forms during the gestation period, which prevents the infections and pathogens entry through vaginal tract. Such a cervical plug will be open during the delivery time. Baby head will be positioned near the cervix opening and act as verge to open the birth canal. In the first picture, cervical plug was not open so it is not affected. Whereas in the second, due to the verge positioning of the head 1 centimeter, the cervix was dilated. Finally, in the third picture, it is fully affected due to the dilation of 10 centimeters by the cervix due to head positioning.
Once cervical plug released through vaginal out, the position of baby is also playing a very important role. Little later we will discuss about different types of positions during delivery. The rapid uterine contractions make the baby to good position.
Look at the different baby positions during pregnancy. Firstly, anterior type. It helps in maximum normal deliveries because head is clearly positioned towards cervix. In second picture you can see breech type. Here baby buttock or seat is positioned towards cervix. The delivery is more difficult. Thirdly, transfers. In second and third type, umbilical cord may twist it around the fetus and cause some problems in the delivery. So, doctors prefer cesarean in this both the cases.
Then the birth canal will be open. What is the birth canal? Vagina as well as cervix. Cervix plus vagina together is called birth canal. Once birth canal open, by the good position of the baby itself expel out.
In about 95% of births, the head is the first part of the baby to be expelled. Such positions are called vertex presentations, and in most of the remaining instances, the buttocks will be positioned towards cervix, called breech presentations. The head acts as a verge to the opening of birth canal as the fetus is forced downward. The first major obstruction to expulsion of the fetus is the uterine cervix. Toward the end of pregnancy, the cervix becomes soft, which allows it to stretch, cervical ripening called. First stage of labor is period of progressive cervical dilation, lasting until the cervical opening is as large as the head of the fetus. It usually takes 8 to 24 hours in the first delivery, whereas it will become few minutes in the second and third delivery times. These four pictures explaining you different status of the parturition. Picture A explaining initiation step of the parturition, whereas picture B explaining the dilation process of the cervix. In picture C, we can observe the baby emerges from the uterus, whereas in the picture 4, baby delivery happened and shedding of placenta can be clearly seen.
So expelling of baby is called delivery, called childbirth. This process is called mechanism of parturition. Understand? Here in this part, not only mechanism, what are the hormones that are involved is important. Here in the this process we have seen only oxytocin hormone. But other hormones, what is the role of estrogen? What is the role of progesterone? And other hormones, relaxin. Such hormones role is also important. Okay, let us discuss deeply about this.
Apart from oxytocin, estrogen, progesterone and prostaglandins also plays very important role in the parturition. Firstly, estrogen. Its levels increases, therefore oxytocin will be increased. So, estrogen promotes oxytocin production. Secondly, progesterone. Generally, progesterone is called pregnancy hormone because it helps in the thickening of endometrium. Progesterone increases, uterine contractions will be decreased due to the thickening. That's why increased estrogen and oxytocin levels suppress the levels of progesterone in the blood, leads to more uterine contractions. Finally, prostaglandins. Fetus release prostaglandins that helps in the more uterine contractions.
So this is what the complete information, okay, regarding the concept of parturition. In this discussion, we can say that complete human reproduction chapter was finished. And in some time, KDPY and as now NEET is undertaken by the NTA, National Testing Authority, as the AIMS and JIPMER examinations are also included in the part of NTA examination called NEET. We can expect some questions, okay, very logically. That is why I would like to discuss some extra stuff from the chapter called reproductive disorders. What type of disorders and diseases, okay, from male reproductive system and female reproductive system, and some kind of sexual transmitted diseases generally hits to the reproductive tract of human. So, very general data is also very important. This is what we are going to discuss in the next session. That will be the last before your examination from human reproduction chapter. Thank you.